G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a Bloodied 10mm pistol with 25% faster fire rate and 90% reduced weight. This is my main sort of weapon that I've used with my gunslinger slash guerrilla person for a very long time, and in the fashion of doing what my go-to picks were for every build. Wind had the Bloodied 25 fixer. Becca had the Power Fist with swing speed and bloodied and strength, and Miranda did have the bloodied Gatling plasma, but I might go back and do the Bloodied Firerate light machine gun that I was using before the patch come down, because I think I should take a look at that, because I wasn't really using the BE Gatling plasma a lot pre-patch. So that is why I've been revisiting these weapons, because I considered them to be top of the class in terms of what kind of builds you can make of them. Now this is pretty interesting because the 10mm pistol is one of the first weapons you get, and yet it remains to be one of the better weapons you can get, mainly because of the suppressor, but there's a couple of other things as well. Obviously, that being automatic means its DPS is going to be significantly higher, and it's mag-fed, so the faster reloads on this compared to a revolver really makes this thing actually good. And it's kind of unfortunate that we're in a state of the game where, at least for the guerrilla and pistol picking, the 10mm pistol sits on top. I might change my opinion when I get around to doing a Crusader pistol, but it's not looking good because you can't make the Crusader pistol automatic, so this thing will probably have more DPS. Another thing about this weapon is that pre-patch, when we still had multiplicative damage, it wasn't a queen killer, so this thing is dropped off even more so, and you can see that with the 32 base damage. That is nothing. That's not going to do anything, and it doesn't get better from there, because remember, the guerrilla perks, you actually need to use agility to get there, which means you can't get all of the sneak attack critical boosting perks, which aren't multipliers anymore. So, you know, you're kind of out of luck if you want to run pistols anymore. There's just no reason to use them. That being said, we are utilizing Modern Renegade now because the bonuses that you get out of Adrenaline is not that much compared to what it was. It's not 36% multiplicatively at our 5 kills there. So, although we're compromising a little bit on damage, I think the utility of being able to cripple a thing that we're shooting and extra hipfire accuracy would be slightly more advantageous, especially when we're going against the Mylurk Queens, which the comments informed me had around 8,000 health, which is that's tanky right there. So we might struggle, so if we cripple the thing's legs and make it fall on its face, then we're in for a slightly better fight, or maybe we'll go for the spouts, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Let's just go ahead and install some perks. We've got the guerrilla perks, the automatic pistols. Funnily enough, they're all holding Uzis. Ever noticed that? There's no Uzis in the game, or are they Mac 10s? They might be Mac 10s, they look a little bit small for Uzis. Anyways, we're also going to be using quick hands, because this thing has a magazine size of 12. It's like nothing, like I said, but yeah, we're going to be reloading this thing very often, so getting a 1 in 6 chance to get our free reload is good. We've got better criticals and critical savvy for smashing out as many criticals as possible. I'm going to chuck on Bloody Mess for squeezing an extra little bit of damage out of this. It's not a whole lot of damage to squeeze out of it, but I guess it's better than nothing. And we could potentially put on Serendipity to, you know, help us resist some of the bullets that'll be going to fly at us, but honestly, we're probably going to have to rely on stealth a little bit here. We'll just go 4-leaf clover just to get ever more crits back as soon as we can, because that is going to be their way we're dealing damage. As far as I know, that's still multiplicative, so if you want to get yourself doing lots of criticals, that is a far superior perk. And I've actually dropped Bloody Mess on my other builds for better criticals, because if you're using a VATS exclusive weapon, you're going to get much more damage if you're smashing criticals out, which my stealth commander is built to do. I've got Tank Killer, that works with pistols now, so that's a little bit of a thing in its favor, but I still think that the pistols underperform compared to what they were when we had multiplicative damage anyway, but I'm not going to say no to an extra little bit of armor penetration, especially when we're hitting for such low, and that'll be soaked up very easily. I've got Crack Shot. We're going to be using VATS most of the time, so probably won't be too useful. It's nice to have. Concentrated Fire is a must, and Awareness and Glow Sight are filler perks. The reason I do have those filler perks in is because I want Perception to be the highest, so my VATS accuracy can be as good as I can, as far as I can, because pistols aren't great at range of accuracy. Although the range is exactly the same, I believe, to a fixer with a suppressor at, what, 164? Ooh. Did this thing get a range buff? Maybe. Its accuracy is okay, though, but yep. That's 53 damage from 32 to 53 with all of the perks, and yeah, I'm not feeling like this thing is going to be super easy to use. And a quick scroll of the legendary perks. A lot of these are just boosted so I can utilize more perks than you would be otherwise. Luck is fairly high. I don't think it's high enough to nail a crit every other shot with critical savvy, but it's going to be fairly high. We've got extra agility and a little bit of extra endurance because we kind of need that extra staying power to keep in the fight longer. We've got this at rank 3, so we're missing out on 10% multiplicative damage for 10 seconds on a target, but most things I'm going to kill in less than 10 seconds anyway, so that's probably fine there. Ideally, I'd like a little bit higher, but I'm going to have to grind a lot to get that fully boosted. Okay, so here we are at Nerd Rage Threshold now, doing 94 damage, which is, well, it's getting a little bit better, isn't it? But, yeah, it's going to be a tough ask for this thing to get through properly, so we'll have to stick to our guns and sneak, sneak, sneak. Okay, welcome to Captainoob Got a Car, and he can't wait to show you all, but I'm going to keep grinding YouTube because it's going to take a little bit of work to make the money back, so, you know, stay tuned for more content. Anyways, a bunch of super mutants are around, and just like I did with the fixer, we're just going to go as fast as we possibly can through here. There we go, there's a proc of quick hands already, which is nice. Obviously, this thing synergizes with gunful a lot. I don't have the maximum rank of that. I feel like that just one of the ranks of that has, you know, just having the functionality of it, especially since they've sort of buffed it because it switches targets very, very fast indeed, and, I feel like we're hitting them for, like, more bullets than we're firing, but, well, the TTK seems good. I'm actually thinking this is, not gonna be so bad, seeing as what we're doing there, so yeah, good job, Brooke. Hopefully we're not breaking the game to get this damage because I'd like it to stay like this. Now, I did forget to go around the back here and kill everything else, but now to do the not in stealth test, I suppose. Skirmisher level 50. Someone's been grinding. There's just like random vertibots. Sure, why not, eh? I think I heard a dog. Yes, I did. There you go. We'll try to knock them out of the sky. Probably wouldn't work like this in real life. I think it's a bit of an ask having a 10mm auto pistol. I mean 10mm auto, like the bullets that it actually fires. Bringing down a helicopter. I mean, if you shot enough into it, but not as few as I'm shooting in, so I guess a little bit of creative liberty and what kind of damage we're doing. But yeah, looks like the idea of using this in stealth and smashing out as many criticals as possible is doing well. I might be breaking the rate of fire by shooting in third person by hammering the trigger, but if it gets the job done, it gets the job done. Okay, we should be fine to, you know, continue in here without having too much trouble. Just so I know I'm not trying to actually exploit the game, I'm just going to do this section without the use of VATS. And was that 2 super mutants or just 1? I think it was just 1. Oh, nice hitbox. Yeah, thanks, game. Yeah, we'll just use this thing without VATS, see if I can't aim normally. Now, it's probably a smart idea to use this thing and go for headshots, but send a mass for a super mutant at this range, well, it's very, very hard to miss. And if I wanted to be super efficient on the bullets, I could wait a second for Tenderizer and also the, what's it called, the perk? The follow through, the mosquito perk to kick in. There's a little bit of a delay, and you're not going to see most of the time when you are gunning down things this quickly. I guess the second half of the shots that I'm doing are doing that extra damage, so that's always welcome. And if I happen to just stop because I have to reload, well, I've got that extra, you know, damage for that. So yeah, basically follow through is one of the best perks in the game now, and they really indirectly buffed it when they made everything except that multiplicative, and I guess that does make it feel like a legendary perk. So thanks, Bethesda, you giveth and taketh. That doggo is very unperceptive. Alright. Oops. Okay, game. Okay, I got a little bit thrown off then when I immediately locked onto the guy, the VATS, behind the wall. Immediately lost a lock on when there was some guy down the hallway which I was trying to shoot. Ooh, yeah, VATS doesn't feel very nice. And I have a couple of comments telling me that they've broken VATS in the past couple of patches, but it's kind of unfortunate that I died there because I was I felt like I was doing pretty well, but I haven't healed yet, and I did take some panic fire, so a little bit of negligence on my part was probably the cause of that and not the weapon, so take that for what it's worth. Plus, I'm just rusty, man. I mean, look at me. I'm playing like shit at the moment. Take a month off, think you're hot shit for coming back. No, you gotta go back to the start, baby. Although I did get a decently quick speed kill on the Queen the other day, but, you know, I think I need to improve my game a little bit before I start using the more weak weapons, because right now this is probably easy mode, and it should be easy mode, but I'm just terrible. Anyways, regardless of my skill, I think this thing is doing the job nicely, and yeah, shooting this thing, shooting him in the head, seems like the best idea. Just with that. And that was kind of the thing that I wanted to do with the pistols build, because I knew that compared to you know, regular sources of damage like rifles and everything, that they're going to be significantly underpowered. And that margin has been greatly exaggerated now that we've only got additive damage, which is not going to boost this thing's potential at all. But we seem to be doing okay as long as I can, you know, play properly. So, you know, it's not terribly disappointing. Yeah, I could get in the habit of, you know, like healing myself every now and then, but that takes the tension out of the combat. If you know I'm just gonna immediately heal myself when I get injured, well, that's boring to watch, right? So, you know, I like to give you folks a little bit of a sizzle at home. Will he make it through this, or will he choke and die and then have I guess, an amusing death? Because it's funny to watch people fall over and hurt themselves, right? It's basically the same thing I'm doing here if I mess up and die, right? So hopefully there's some people that get a little bit of a kick out of that. Anyways, we're out of Nerd Rage threshold now, but the ghouls in here, they're not as tanky as the super mutants, and you can get away without hitting them in Nerd Rage. Good old gunfill action there, and we've did a challenge for killing a feral ghoul. Now, I believe double score is on until December 8th, probably the 9th here in Australia. So, yeah, that probably calls for some good old weekend stream grinding, yeah? Now, that was a little cheeky proc of the explosive, the kill stuff with bullets and they explode perk. So, I'm not quite knowledgeable on the perk names at this stage because I don't think about them a lot. I need to learn some things. I need to get back into it properly. Clever ghoul. Maybe it's just because that I'm used to the old damage model and things only take a couple of bullets to die. That's not the case anymore, I'll tell you that much. Also, do these Wendigo dudes, are they like equivalent to what they are? And can I get that off the screen, please? Thank you. Did I get 2 ranks out of that? Well, there you go. That's Adams. That's enough to buy the next rank if I feel like it. I think we're done now. Oh, another reason why I might be dying is because I'm not running Serendipity, and I need the training wheels back because I'm obviously not quite right to keep on playing this. And bad stairs, get out of the way. Luckily, that person just kind of stood there, and we'll kill that one. We don't have to worry about them sending doggos at me. What is it with this blood eagle? Come on. There must be like a bug zone on this map. Swear to God, if he shoots me and kills me now. That's the second time in 2 days when that's happened. Maybe I should just avoid here and just go straight on to Swan. Not gonna lie, I read that as choking for a second. And also, +1 luck. Well, that's kind of helpful, but I need unyielding +1 luck if I want to smash crits every second shot. Righto, so we're carrying that extra gelin, which, by the way, gives me, what, 106 damage? I'll get 106 damage if I get into Nerd Rage, which, yeah, that's not 20% more of 96, I'll tell you that much. But we might actually just hang around these rad barrels for a second, see if we can't go into Nerd Rage. May as well get him up and about. We got an extended magazine there, and apparently he's roaring today. He wasn't quite up to it because he didn't make a goddamn sound at all. Tell you what, doing it in 2.5 mags without, you know, VATS critting him in the face for the first 2 mags, you know what, that's pretty solid. So yeah, I'm just bad with this thing. It's actually proving to be a half decent weapon, which is surprising because it was so underpowered before. I do sincerely hope they adjust what builds do and the power levels between it. I guess they didn't like us using unarmed builds to kill Earl and the Queen very quickly. They were hit very unfairly, but I think that equally pistol builds got off as a bad rap too because, like I said before, the agility thing. And it just kind of hurts the game because there's less build diversity. Like, when's the last time you saw a person you take a 10mm auto pistol to scorched earth? I can't answer that question because I haven't played for the better part of last month, but still. Did he just nail that shot? A panic shot in the air? Wowee. There we go, he's not going to kill me today. And now for a bit of a test over here because, you know, Scorch Beasts, you know, they're one thing, but Mirelurk Queens are tanky bastards. There you are. Let's find... Oh, good. Yes, I remember, VATS being cock-blocked by the water, so if your camera's, like, aimed too far down, it'll screw you over. There we go, there's one leg crippled, and other one hopefully in a second. Nope. It's like they've buffed Mirelurk Queens to be like mini bosses at this stage, which I'm not super, you know, annoyed with. I'm just gonna have to start taking them seriously, you see. There you go, no more perception for you. Although I'm a little bit irked that I couldn't see the spit until I was already dead, but maybe that was just me with poor perception on my part, but... looks like I've got some skill to make. You can't just get away with one-shotting everything anymore. I'm kind of still playing this like it's, you know, pre-damage nerf patch, and I need to readjust my playstyle a little bit more caution, perhaps. Although, looking back, going for the spouts seemed to be the better plan there instead of crippling the legs because she was nowhere near me anyway, and she could still shoot at me. So, yeah, just poor planning. I need to... like I said, readjust my my gamer level. Need to drink some of that G Fuel and, you know, reduce my life by 10% or something. Righto, there's a Scorch Beast. We'll just draw him over here. We're in caution. Thank you, Escape Artist. Now, if we could get ourselves a cheeky... Really? They're just going to panic fire and hit me twice from back there. Huh. Now, that's... either I'm super unlucky, or they've increased the accuracy of the panic fire these days. Well, I haven't been hit since, but, you know, every shot I do take is health I'm not getting back unless I do heal. Now, you're going to land, friend, because that would be good. I've crippled your face, which is nice, and we don't have to worry about the explosive damage from that. We seem to have gotten the entire Scorched Earth posse just coming in to try to take me out, but that's okay. Tell you what, the Brotherhood of Steel better be glad that it's not Mirelurk Queens that are spreading the Scorched disease, because I'm thinking they're the toughest non-giant raid boss thing at the moment. Tell you what, I'm really hurting for decent sneak attack criticals. 2 times basically does nothing these days. It's not a 2 times multiplier, so 96 I should be hitting for like 180 before that, and I'm fairly certain it's not a multiplier. Right? They would have nerfed the sneak multipliers. I remember I was shooting a goddamn Protectron once and it didn't work out. I don't know, maybe I'll have to look into that. There's a couple of things I need to relearn. But I don't need to relearn that I'd say that this is a decent weapon. The Bloodied 10mm pistol with faster fire rate, despite being one of the first weapons, at least in its base form, the 10mm pistol. It's still one of the better endgame weapons for a stealth guerrilla playstyle. Now, how to improve this? Because constructive criticism always gives us the opportunity to say what we should think should happen, is basically do what Unarmed did and have a smaller bonus. Like, you only need 3 perks to get the full damage bonus other than the 9 perks, and then you can compensate by improving the damage a little bit. I guess that'll make players more aware of using pistols in the early game, and then if they want to pivot to rifles, they can do that. But I don't know, maybe that's a little bit too much work for Bethesda to do, but in order to increase build diversity, we just need more real estate in agility, which we can use to make the perks make our guns better. And I'm not talking about using Through Hiker. Don't use that nonsense. If I was using Through Hiker on this build, I'd be even more weak than I am now, because I kind of need it elsewhere. Thank you for watching, guys.